rockets out of their pussies.
I just checked my Twitter, and you're on Joe Rogan's podcast, and there was something about a dream, an Opie and Anthony dream or something.
I told this. I
did not hear this yet on the Rogan podcast.
He goes, so okay, this is full disclosure. So like probably 5 years ago, like I've been listening to the show since you guys got to XM, and so 5 years ago I had a show on Spike that was about video games. And I was like, Anthony's a huge video game guy.
I love him, yeah.
So I was like, oh, I told the publicist we did a tour, and she goes, I go, get me on Opie and Anthony because Anthony loves video games, and I guarantee we could talk forever.
Oh, no, we said no.
And they're like, no. Why? And I said, no. I know Jim, but and she goes, then call Jen. I go, I'm not calling Jim.
You could have called me.
I know, but that's not who I'm not that guy. And so I go, I want it to really happen or not to happen. I don't know. I got to force myself down someone's throat.
Gotcha.
So she goes, they said no. And I said,
no.
I said, call back. I forget who was working here. I think it was Ben.
Oh,
yeah. And I go, tell Ben that I'm a listener, I'm a fan of the show, I'm friends with Jay Moore, and that it's about video games. It'll be right up Anthony's alley. And they were like, Ben said fucking no.
Oh,
and I was
man.
like, all right. So in my head, I'm like, not a big deal. So then I get another TV show. Oh, no, I do my hour special. And they do the whole fucking radio tour. And I go, the only show I really want to do is Opie and Anthony. And the lady does the thing, and she goes, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Why the fuck? Why?
So wait, hold on. So it gets fucking, it gets really aggressive, right?
Oh, no.
So I'm like, I go, are you serious? And she goes, yeah, if you know someone, you can call in. So I run into Voss at like the Improv, and he's like, I'm not doing Opie and Anthony. And I was like, I tried. And he goes, just fucking call him. I talked to Bobby Kelly. He goes, just fucking call him.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm not. I want it to go through the right channel. I don't want to just fucking. And so then I get Bert the Conqueror first season. I'm like, I go, hey, we'll do the tour. All I want to do is Opie and Anthony. I'm on fucking TV with Jill Nicolini, and I'm not doing fucking Opie and Anthony, right? And they said no. And I go, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, I think it's Opie. He doesn't like you. And I go,
why is it always me?
In my head, I go, I fucking met Opie with Jay Moore,
right.
and Opie said you had been canceled then, and you're like, yo, you're really funny. If we had a show,
right.
we'd totally put you
on.
Show,
yeah.
People love to put all that shit on me.
So I
didn't even know you.
I know.
And that was the reason we said no, probably.
And so I go, fuck. So the second season of Bert the Conqueror airs, and I go, I know it's going to be a no, but I really want to do Opie and Anthony. And they're like, and my publicist Caitlin goes, I've tried again, it's not going to happen. So I started having dreams that I'd get in the studio, and you would fucking make fun of me because I was like, Opie hates me. And so in my dreams,
comes down. That's my flow chart.
You and management have the same dreams.
I hate management. Yeah.
So I'd have dreams, and so Rogan, I was doing Rogan's podcast, and he was like, I said something. I had a fucked up dream last night. Oh, I told my dad. I was like, I called my dad, and I was like, I had a fucked up dream. My dad's like, you still dream? I was like, he's like, what do you dream about, ponies and shit? And I was like, sometimes. And so I told Rogan, I said, yeah, I had a fucking dream where I was doing radio with Norton, with Opie and Anthony. Norton wasn't in studio, and I came in, and you fucking annihilated me because it's my dream. So you are me, and you're saying all this shit about me that I know is true that hurts, and so I'm mounting a fight against myself, but it's you, and we're fighting, and you're like, so this Rolling Stone thing, you're just still gonna ride that? Like, is that the only thing you've ever fucking done? And I'm like, oh, motherfucker! And you're like,
he knows me! And
so I told Rogan, and Rogan thought it was fucking hilarious. He was like, you have fights, you have dreams that you fight with Opie? I said, yeah, all the time. He's like, you gotta fucking tell him. And then on this show, I go, I've never done Opie and Anthony. I told Rogan that, and he was like, oh, you could get on that show. Okay, so 3 days ago, I get the offer to do Letterman, and I'm sitting in my man cave, and then I get a text. Do you want to do the after show with Sam and Roland?
After show?
Who sent that shit up?
Yeah, who the fuck is booking people for the after show?
So I called Jay Moore, and he goes, it's a fucking insult. He goes, tell him you don't do fucking Opie and Anthony, or you didn't do nothing. And I was like, I'm not going to fucking say a word. I'm not saying a thing. I go, I can't do it because my flight's leaving at 1:10, or at 1, so I go, I can't do the late show. I probably would have, because I'm a fan of all parts of the show. So like, even seeing Sam, I saw him in the hallway, and I was like, primetime Sam Roberts? but
well, now it all makes sense, because Justin writes me, I didn't know all this history, and he's like, you really need to have Bert on the show. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have Bert on the show.
Yeah.
So obviously you discussed all this with him.
I told it to Justin.
Like, how do I get on that fucking show?
No, I said, I called Cowhead, and I called Jay, and the only two people I spoke to about it. And I think Cal might have told Justin.
Dude, and after all this, you should have walked in the door and just gone, yeah, I'm on.
No,
fuck you. And walked
I go,
out.
this is going to be my thing. I've been in a long time. Go, you guys go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves. Assholes, and then leave.
Opie, I have the best
I did that
fights
once on
with
his
you.
show.
No, you didn't,
He
Chip.
has the best
Shut
fights
up.
with me.
I could argue like oh man, I've had so many fucking
That's
where I
great.
wake up from a dream where Opie like threw dominoes at me or something. Oh, and in the dream Jim wasn't there, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, if Jim had
Oh, here
just
we go.
been there, he would be like, Bert's a good guy, Opie.
Yeah,
light him
yeah,
up."
be cool, be
I
cool.
like Bert for many
There's a
years.
guy I met a few months ago named Bert Kreischer. He's the host of Bert the Conqueror. Really funny guy. I liked him so much. I had him booked on our show on Monday. I think you guys would really like him, and he's
Is
a
that
big
Justin?
O&A fan. And I thought this was weird when he wrote me.
Yeah, Justin's like,
And
a
then he
fucking
writes
saint.
casually, just thought I'd mention it.
Ah, look at this.
Like, this was discussed ad nauseum.
I'm reading shit. Thought Bert was cool until he started gushing over dumb Sam.
That will ruin it.
You blew it.
Ah, Jesus.
I wonder what that was
Sam,
about.
That's you, Sam.
I think we just, I think we just didn't know you, man.
No, it was.
That is a weird thing.
I've seen
You
it
could've
happen at
called me,
radio
Bert.
stations, and
God.
it's like, you know, it goes to one guy, and they're like, "Do you want to have Bert Kreischer on?" Not a name you'd recognize, and unless you're familiar with me or know that I started comedy in New York, like I don't know how it would happen. So I totally got it.
But we've had on Steve the Whistler. You know, we've
Yeah, but
had
sometimes-
on people that
sometimes-
make toothpick fucking
But
art.
sometimes it's just that we're overbooked with other people, so it's like, we can't have any more guests.
The last time you didn't have me in, you had literally a fucking gala of stars in here. Like it was,
Really?
I was like,
Really?
okay, I can't be pissed at that. It was like, it was like a Friday, and I want to say Donald Trump or someone was in here. Like it was just fucking
Could've been,
all
yeah,
celebrities.
probably one of those.
Yeah, you know what? It's our loss.
No. I'm glad it's finally happened. It's you know,
I mean, this would be the only time you're on, but
yeah.
Perfect time.
it was a great appearance. Though.
Perfect
You can take
timing.
that with you.
They said to me at Letterman, they're like, he did really great. You know, let us know when you're back in New York. I'm like, next week.
yeah, I'm here. Please.